In Kahona, staff members in Mbarara City have concluded a two-day workshop on the parish development model. Now, the program is government-initiated and aimed at empowering Ugandans through job creation, increased household income, among others. In his closed remarks as guest of honor, UBC's Managing Director Winston Agaba advised the participants to put into practice what they have learned through effective communication about the model in their respective programs for masses to further embrace it. Agri Barusia, the station manager UBC West, has commended UBC for such a great training opportunity.
5 men must love, 5 men must love Uganda. 5 men, 4 men, 3 men, 2 men, 1 man must.
Since the whole gist of having this training is to make sure that the reporting on the parish development model is well understood, first of all, by the reporters, before they can not only just inform, educate, but also guide the listeners and the viewers out there about the objectives and aims and how this parish development model is going to be rolled out. I want to give thanks to the Ministry of Local Government who gave us facilitators. We've had a 2-day training, very informative, and our staff are really fired up and excited about this model. And we believe it's going to be one of those rare ones that are going to make sure that the vicious circle of poverty is eradicated and done away with. Our appeal to all staff of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation is to positively communicate about government programs. We are not shy to communicate government programs because the mandate that the National Resistance Movement has from the people, from the elections, mandates them to fulfill the pledges, and that is exactly what is being implemented. So all workers, everyone out there, gear yourselves to understanding and getting informed and educated about the government programs and the success stories.
We, the staff of UBC West and Kahona, we were blessed to have had such a very meaningful training in Mbarara, where the staff of UBC West have been equipped with the knowledge and skills to transmit or to share knowledge regarding the parish development model, which has been a paradox to many of our audiences. Right now, we have had and we've trained on how the whole process goes. We've now come to know that it is important for every part of the country, for every citizen, and every person in your capacity, you can benefit from the parish development model.
No, this program is supposed to help them with different enterprises. They're supposed to be selected different enterprises. They're supposed to work in groups and then do bit of either if it's a commercial production, they now do commercial production as groups, farming groups, or if they're business people, they still be helped in their way, but looking at making sure they get bigger income. They make income, they make assets which make them have incomes and also make some savings to survive.
Meanwhile, Internal Affairs Minister General Kahinda Otafire has launched a Muslim anti-terrorism campaign for Bunyoro Toro Muslim region and urged all Muslims to be aware of those who pursue their own terrorism and rebel interests while discrediting Islam as a religion. A joint campaign between Muslim leaders, police and the UPDF was launched at Mpondwe Primary School in Kasese district.
Internal Affairs Minister Major General Kahinda Otafire has cautioned Muslims against portraying their religion in a negative image. The minister also cautioned Muslims against the habit of selling mosque land for their personal gains. The minister was launching a joint Muslim police and UPDF anti-terrorism sensitization campaign at Mpondwe Primary School, Kasese district.
Government Muislamu, wewe ni Islamu ya namna gani ambao unapiganisha serikali inayosaidia?
The police deputy director in charge of anti-terrorism desk, David Waswa, together with the UPDF deputy director civil military affairs, Colonel Sam Ntawire, blamed some Muslims who wrongly report their fellow Muslims to security agencies as rebels or terrorists after personal wrangles.
Some complaints from you people, you within. And when you try to find out, you find the person, they have developed maybe some conflicts.
Islam is not terrorism, but we need to be together to foster the creation and maintenance of peace so that we can develop.
The campaign, which is intended to mobilize all Muslim factions against terrorism, is coordinated by Haji Musa Sadiq Rukandwa and former Uganda ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Dr. Muhammad Kisule, on behalf of Sheikh Musa Serunjoji, the National Amir of the Speedic Muslim National Foundation, as the overall chair of the campaign.
To build a bridge of good working relationship between Islam, between the Muslim community, the entire community, and the security organs.
Area security officials and local leaders commented on the security situation in the area.
On top of that, I want to report to you that these people have been so supportive.
Bunyoro, Toro, Kasese Muslim becomes the 5th Muslim region to launch the program, others being Nachifuma, Luero, Kanungu and Intungamo. Similar launches are yet to take place in the rest of the Muslim regions throughout the country. Edward Collins Joko compiled the report.
Now, the East African region continues to face real and potential complex emergencies which can easily translate into threats to the socio-economic, cultural and political well-being of its people. The East African Community member states designed a strategy to conduct and support regional development agenda, enhance civil-military cooperation. Let's take a look.
The flags of all the partner states present here.
The East African Community Armed Forces Field Training exercise ended after 14 days of military in Jinja, Puyukwe and Mayuge district.
That order, the United Republic of Tanzania,
the exercise comprised of 362 soldiers from Uganda, 244 from Kenya, 225 South Sudan, Tanzania 244, Rwanda 231, Burundi 227 troops, and Democratic Republic of Congo with 10 observers.
Pleased to be here. I transmit the greetings and the thanks from my General Chief of Staff to the Uganda Defense Forces and all the partners from Eastern Africa communities. Thank you.
The mission was headed by Lydia Wanyoto, while Major General Don William Nabasa has been the exercise director.
Necessary to resolve a crisis as stipulated under Chapter 8 of the United Nations Charter. Therefore, it is purposed to practice the East African Community Partner States Armed Forces, civilians and other key holders and other key stakeholders in planning and conducting operations in an integrated manner.
The armed forces constructed 2 classroom blocks at Insue Primary School, 2 classrooms at Bukaya in Ibuke District, and a maternity ward at Ivunamba Health Center 2 in Ibudondo Sub-County.
Who thought of this program, bringing it to us this way, because we are really very happy, very excited. We know it is going to do a lot.
But the areas that require such facilities, we identified that health center too, where so many mothers have been coming, but they do not get the required management.
The areas of concern ranged from natural to man-made disaster, poverty, porous borders, terrorism, insecurity in states, neighboring communities.
Amani imerejea Somalia. Tumeona peaceful transfer of power. na tungependa kuona zaidi ya haya katika eneo letu la Afrika Mashariki na bara la Afrika.
As UPDF, we are certain that other EAC partner states armed forces that will continue to support this initiative until full integration of EAC is achieved for the common good for the East African people.
These dangers to human life and development cannot be underestimated in the region. East African community integration is moving towards the great heights, and the event offered concrete hope and prospects for the future integration and progress for the people of East Africa. The field training is an important aspect for the East African Community Armed Forces to stand together to ensure that peace and security prevails in the region.
Za Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki ambao wanashirikiana kufanya zoezi la pamoja katika maeneo mbalimbali ambayo yametajwa, na ni kikubwa ni kuimarisha utayari wao, lakini kuimarisha ushirikiano wetu.
We are very much committed to this ensuring the strengthening of the cooperation, particularly in the security sector, and this is why we felt that we must make every effort to be here. To ensure, as we see, the theme is about promoting peace, security, and stability.
They expressed gratitude to the support and leadership by the East African community members.
All forces from EAC to achieve what we have seen in brief this morning. Let's go ahead for our peace in this region. Exercise participants, make sure you do your best. Interact, know each other. For the threat is real, and we must prepare for it. And there is no way to prepare for it except through training.
East African community partner member states have a concerted approach against the enemy and to remain steadfast in the joint preparation to face the current and the future challenges in the region. South Sudan, Uganda, and Kenya recognized other officers of the armed forces who have contributed greatly to the shaping of the East African community. Mutesa Sila Haruna, UBC News.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has urged the community to gang up against people who vandalize power infrastructure across the country. Nabanja said this after leaders in Mbarara said that the district is grappling with lack of electricity due to rampant vandalism of electricity materials. The Member of Parliament for Kashari South, Nathan Yatungo, said that the vandals are deliberately sabotaging the electricity access agenda that the government embarked on to ensure electricity for all. Prime Minister advised the community to step in and look out for thieves themselves, saying electricity connection is never done at night, and promised to engage the Ministry of Energy to replace the vandalized power items. She was in Mbarara to preside over the belated International Women's Day celebrations. The vandals targeted assets like aluminium and copper wires, transformers, poles, underground cables, transmission infrastructure parts made of steel, and other related accessories.
Being vigilant is abataka esimu ebereko ka airtime akechiro bwe baba bakula banga balinya ekiro tebakola amasanyalaze kasola bo omuntu ng'alinya amasanyalaze ekiro oyo mubbi ogwo n'omusuma mutere engoma mwiru tubahambi tuli hamu mutere engoma bugumbu mwana banja polisi nayo ebere alert tubakwate tubamayo ekyo temukibaasa nitwirwanaho kubanga ne tunasengako bajja kudda mwera bakoleki bazimbe. Gavumenti yetu ya NRM eina program gyeresire eya Parish model. Esaha zino tumazire kurora aba ministers bona awichengalukawo tukuja kuba na members ba parliament bona tubabasindikira hano mu byaro baje babasomese baitu mukunihira ki mu parish model haro miliyoni 17 rendezi ya district naye parish model mujijumbire bulye ira esente zibaini zikanga aba district nezijya zikanga mbakaza abebembezi hati rero museveni naye yabashumbusa abanaku bagenzi banje bazeka hamuruka niwe genda wehandikisa muruka olero musako olebe nawe wafunamu ekyo nekibi mwanza kusima mukama Ruhanga abwe ekisembo kya Margaret mwanza kusima mukama Ruhanga abwe ekisembo kya Yoweri Kaguta Museveni omwibala yaisitwe neri omwana neri omwoyo mwikirire amina.
There you go. Now over 2,000 students have this Saturday graduated in different disciplines at Kampala International University. This was the 25th graduation ceremony for the university held at the Kansanga-based main campus. Among the graduates was our UBC Chief News Bureau, Innocent Musinguzi, who received a degree in law.
Kansanga-based Kampala International University has this Saturday held its 25th graduation ceremony. The event was presided over by the university's Vice-Chancellor, who also stepped in for the Chancellor, assisted by the board members.
Among the graduates, ladies and gentlemen, 19 of them have distinguished themselves by obtaining first-class degrees.
Present at the event was the former Chancellor Makerere University, Professor Mondo Kagonyera.
Whereas most people focus more on skills and competencies, it is important that we understand the value of knowledge because it is the bedrock of all human progress. Knowledge breeds wisdom and understanding, and I therefore appeal to you to live a life driven by the value of knowledge.
The awards, which included degrees, masters and diplomas, were conferred to 2,394 students.
I did my doctorate degree in PhD in medical microbiology of Kampala International University. This is a very interesting PhD. I was doing in area of cervical cancer, because cancer or oncology is a current need actually in the whole society in the world.
I really want to tell other graduates of my weight we looking for jobs, we really have to create our own, then the rest can get us from there.
Our UBC Chief News Bureau, Innocent Musinguzi, was among the law class.
Of course it is sacrifice. Law requires wide and extensive reading. At some point I'd wanted to pull out because it was becoming difficult for me to manage the challenges of work, but also the demands that reading comes with. But through my colleagues, they kept telling me, push on, and with the mercy of God, I succeeded.
To Musinguzi and other graduates, the task ahead for them is now to have a practical impact in their fields of work.
Because I come from a village whereby people don't know what the law is all about. People face challenges and they are just there, they don't know what to do. And I sensitize them on their basic rights, on their constitutional rights.
I think we as the young generation, our aim must be aimed at curing the irregularities and all the issues within the judicial system.
I had worked with some law firms and I picked interest in the way they deliver justice to the needy, to the poor, to those who are yearning for it. And I said I should also go and pursue the same to help those that are in need.
My lifetime I've been a journalist but covering Parliament. And Parliament are dealing with formation of laws. So I wanted to know what is it, the process of this process of making laws. And I realized that for you to appreciate how laws are done, you must go back to the School of Law and study it.
The Principal Directorate of Industrial Training, DIT, Dr. Patrick Byakatonda, was among the notable ones who graduated with a PhD.
For the Directorate of Industrial Training, industry means business. So in order to be sustainable, in order to create jobs, we need business entrepreneurship development. We need to create knowledge, as the professor said.
In terms of quota contribution, 52% of the graduates have trained from the main campus in Kampala, whereas 48% are from the western campus. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
And with that, we take a quick break. When we return, business news. This is News Tonight.
Jennifer, Jukira, Rewagamba, I don't have waka. You passed the eyes through me about my waka. Now come and see for yourself, see my waka that I got with Momo Nyabo. Jangola be waka, look at you waka, see my waka.
Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Water gives life. Water is life. But not all water is created equal. Refresh yourself with the new quality Nirvana packaged drinking water and fuel you and your passion to go further in life.
Visit a shop near you and grab a 250 ml at 500 shillings, 500 ml at 1,000 shillings, 1.5 liters at 2,000 shillings, or the 20-liter jumbo bottle at 19,000 shillings. Nirvana is a product of Crown Beverages Limited, the makers of Pepsi products.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Affordable packages, great entertainment, sports, the local content, telenovela, the movies. There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where great stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Uganda shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Bannayuganda, ku Lwokubiri nga 14 Ogw'omukaaga 2022, Minisita avunaanyizibwa ku by'ensimbi n'okuteekerateekera eggwanga waakwanja embalirira y'ebyensimbi y'omwaka 2022-2023 eri eggwanga. Biki ebyo ebyenkizo era ebiruubirirwa ebirina okussibwako essira mu mbalirira y'omwaka guno? Okumanya ebikwata ku mbalirira ya guno omwaka egenda okusomebwa nga 14 Ogw'omukaaga 2022 okutandika ku ssaawa 8 ez'emisana. Tega era owulirize emikutu gy'amawulire gyonna mu ggwanga. Embalirira yaffe buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe. Obubaka buno bukutusibwako Civil Society Budget Advocacy Group, Ministry y'ebyensimbi n'okuteekerateekera eggwanga wamu ne banywanyi baabwe.
Welcome back. Now in business news, a joint program between Makerere University, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology, the University of Natural Sciences and Life Sciences, Vienna and Chambogo University targets to investigate the seasonal fluxes, sources and tropical transfer of microplastics within the aquatic ecosystem of Lake Victoria. And River Nile. Now, the initiative aims at increasing capacity and contribution to environmental chemistry research in higher education of learning in a bid to address the local and global priority needs in improving water quality.
Practices, or should I say the poor waste management practices, the increased use of polythene bags, and then of course the use of bottles. Most of the soft drinks these days are being sold in plastic bottles. So all these are contributing to the plastics problem.
The use of plastics has greatly contributed to the pollution of Lake Victoria, leading to the effect of fish growth. Whereas Kenyan authorities put a ban on the use of plastics, other neighboring countries still use plastics, which is affecting the lake.
If you come to Kenya, you will meet an illegal plastic and you'll ask yourself, where is the source? The source is coming from Uganda through our porous borders. Okay? So when you look at these two countries, they are actually one. You cannot say, I want to ban plastics in Kenya, and then you think if they exist in Uganda, you have succeeded. No. To move from Kenya to Uganda, those who are on the border, it is not a difficult thing.
The high population density, rapid industrial growth, and wastewater treatment plants in the vicinity of the Lake Victoria Basin is shared by Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania, has undergone a rapid urbanization in the last 3 decades.
Idea is we are mainly looking at now at the small sizes of these plastics, which we are referring to as the microplastics, because the size is going to, or the name given to the plastic is going to depend on the microns, or the, let's say, the particle size of these plastics. If I can put it in simple language, the microplastics are less than 5 microns.
The overall objective of the project is to increase capacity and the contribution of environmental chemistry research in higher education in a bid to address the local and global priority needs in improving water quality and advancement of remediation technologies. The project will also support training of 5 PhD students and 4 MS graduate researchers at Makerere University, Chambogo University, and Jaramogi Odinga University of Science and Technology of Kenya. Joseph Bole, UBC at Makerere University.
Well, and that does it for News Tonight. I do return at 10 o'clock with more details. Do keep around. Rodangozi.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Yes, hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Calling you from the mobile service center.
Okay. So how can I help you?
Well, we have noticed a few things wrong with your number and need your mobile money PIN.
Ton Ferrer, never give out your password or PIN to any caller. Your mobile service provider will never call or ask for your personal details. If in doubt, go to your nearest phone service center.
This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Fellow citizens, thank you for diligently and consistently honoring your tax obligations. It is through your collective contribution that the government is able to provide social services. In spite of the simultaneous global crises that have hit our livelihoods and businesses, you have proven that as a people, we can rise up and still mobilize domestic revenues enough to sustain us as a country. As we close in to the end of this financial year, I urge you not to lose the momentum and resilience that you have demonstrated all year through. Please file your returns and remit your taxes in time to avoid unnecessary inconveniences that come with non-compliance. As Uganda Revenue Authority, we are committed to facilitate you in honoring your obligations through a reliable and delightful service. I invite you to use our various e-platforms to remit your tax contributions with ease and on time. We have extended all our working hours at all our border stations, the bonded warehouses, and service centers. Should you need further assistance, please contact us via our toll-free lines and our WhatsApp platforms. Tax is the surest way of liberating our country from the bondage of economic dependence. Let us all play our part, pay our dues, and develop our country. For